And her parents went down marveling and praising the Lord God, because the child had not turned back. And Mary was in the temple of the Lord as if she were a dove that dwelt there. And she received food from the hand of an angel. And when she was 12 years old, there was held a council of the priests, saying, Behold, Mary has reached the age of 12 years in the temple of the Lord. What then shall we do with her? Lest perchance she defiles the sanctuary of the Lord. And they said to the high priest, Thou standest by the altar of the Lord. Go in and pray concerning her. And whatever the Lord shall manifest unto thee, that also will we do. And the high priest went in, taking the roll with the 12 bells into the Holy of Holies. And he prayed concerning her, and behold, an angel of the Lord stood by him, saying unto him, Zacharias, Zacharias, go out and assemble the widowers of the people, and let them bring each his rod. And to whomsoever the Lord shall show a sign, his wife shall she be. And the heralds went out through all the circuit of Judea, and the trumpet of the Lord sounded, and all ran. And Joseph, throwing away his axe, went out to meet them. And when they had assembled, they went away to the high priest, taking with them their rods. And he, taking the rods of all of them, entered into the temple, and prayed. And having ended his prayer, he took the rods and came out, and gave them to them. But there was no sign in them. And Joseph took his rod last, and behold, a dove came out of the rod, and flew upon Joseph's head. And the priest said to Joseph, Thou hast been chosen by lot to take into thy keeping the virgin of the Lord. But Joseph refused, saying, I have children, and I am an old man, and she is a young girl. I am afraid lest I become a laughingstock to the sons of Israel. And the priest said to Joseph, Fear the Lord thy God, and remember what the Lord did to Dathan and Abiram and Korah, how the earth opened, and they were swallowed up on account of their contradiction. And now fear, O Joseph, lest the same thing happen in thy house. And Joseph was afraid, and took her into his keeping. And Joseph said to Mary, Behold, I have received thee from the temple of the Lord. And now I leave thee in my house, and go away to build my buildings, and I shall come to thee. The Lord will protect thee. And there was a council of the priests, saying, Let us make a veil for the temple of the Lord. And the priest said, Call to me the undefiled virgins of the family of David. And the officers went away and sought and found 7 virgins. And the priest remembered the child Mary, that she was of the family of David, and undefiled before God. And the officers went away and brought her. And they brought them into the temple of the Lord. And the priest said, Choose for me by lot who shall spin the gold, and the white, and the fine linen, and the silk, and the blue, and the scarlet, and the true purple. And the true purple and the scarlet fell to the lot of Mary, and she took them and went away to her house. And at that time Zacharias was dumb, and Samuel was in his place until the time that Zacharias spake. And Mary took the scarlet and span it. And she took the pitcher and went out to fill it with water, and behold, a voice saying, Hail, thou who hast received grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women. And she looked around on the right hand and on the left to see whence this voice came. And she went away trembling to her house, and put down the pitcher. And taking the purple, she sat down on her seat, and drew it out. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood before her, saying, Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found grace before the Lord of all. and thou shalt conceive according to his word. And she hearing reasoned with herself, saying, Shall I conceive by the Lord, the living God? And shall I bring forth as every woman brings forth? And the angel of the Lord said, Not so, Mary, for the power of the Lord shall overshadow thee. Wherefore also that holy thing which shall be born of thee shall be called the Son of the Most High. And thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. And Mary said, Behold, the servant of the Lord before his face, let it be unto me according to thy word. And she made the purple and the scarlet, and took them to the priest. And the priest blessed her, and said, Mary, the Lord God hath magnified thy name, and thou shalt be blessed in all the generations of the earth. And Mary with great joy went away to Elizabeth, her kinswoman, and knocked at the door. And when Elizabeth heard her, she threw away the scarlet, and ran to the door, and opened it. And seeing Mary, she blessed her, and said, Whence is this to me, that the mother of my Lord should come to me? For behold, that which is in me leaped and blessed thee. But Mary had forgotten the mysteries of which the archangel Gabriel had spoken, and gazed up into heaven, and said, Who am I, O Lord, that all generations of the earth should bless me? And she remained 3 months with Elizabeth, and day by day she grew bigger. And Mary, being afraid, went away to her own house, and hid herself from the sons of Israel. And she was 16 years old when these mysteries happened.